Hey everybody, it's Kathy. I hope everybody's doing well today. We're pretty much finished shoveling out our snow. We had at least 12 inches, maybe more. And Brady wants to say hello. What do you want? Come up here. Come up here and say hello. Put your foot up here like you just did and say hello. No? All right, I'll let them see you in a little bit. You can keep your foot there, though. I'm not giving you anything. That's what you want, I know. Such a scavenger. Yeah, the temperature's about 38 or so, and the only shoveling I did was I went from the back door to the deck and around the back of the house so that if the oil man was going to come, they want to be shoveled out, and that would be taken care of anyway. But it was quite a storm for a first storm. I guess we got to get used to it. And if you noticed lately, or mostly, I'm always sitting down. It's because I have two bad knees, but one of them is really bad. And I'm just coming to the conclusion that I have to do something that involves a surgeon on my right one. So it hurts all the time. But anyway, let's get started. What I have today is, I don't know what it's called, but it involves using saltine crackers. I'm using butter. The original recipe doesn't call for it, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I mean, I'm not using butter. I'm using margarine, the Smart Balance olive oil, and real crumbled bacon, and Parmesan shredded cheese. And of course you need a tray, and I'm using parchment paper. But that's basically all it calls for. It's an appetizer, snack, whatever you want to call it. The original recipe is the saltines and with bacon. You take a slice of bacon, cut it in half, and put half on each saltine. And then you put the bacon on top of that, and then you sprinkle the cheese on top of that. Now, I don't think you have to. Parmesan actually doesn't melt that well, especially the shreds. So if you chose to, you could use any cheese you wanted, and if it was sliced. Cheddar, American, Swiss would be great. And instead of using, it's still bacon, but I've got the bacon bits and I don't have the regular bacon. So the reason I'm using the butter is because I don't have the bacon, and I wanted to make sure that it adhered to the cracker. So all you need to do, of course, clean hands, my knife over here, is spread a little bit of whatever you're using. If you're doing it this way, if you're doing it with the bacon, you don't have to do this. Just a very, very, very thin amount. Like I said, just enough so that the bacon bits adhere. Now Brady's laying down he's been very patient with me. He wasn't with my husband earlier, but the two of them are like that. They get along, but Brady seems to take advantage. And he knows how to do it in a position where Bob can't get out of the way, or doesn't get a hold of him, or to get him to listen. And he'll end up with scratches. And of course Brady doesn't. He'll end up being punished. Not quite in the corner, but he does have a crate. And sometimes I have to put him in the crate just to calm him down. It's a golden doodle. He's 2 years old. I've had him since October of 21, and he was 6 weeks old when we got him. And my neighbor said to me, "Do you know what you're doing? That dog is going to be a pony." And I said, "Yeah, I think so." She said, "You watch and see." She said, "We have family that has one. But he likes her, He barks at everybody else. He doesn't bark at her. He barks at her company. But I think he does it because I think he's protecting her because she talks to him all the time. Um, she tells him to be a good boy. She asks him how he is. And I think he just keeps an eye on her. He doesn't like FedEx or United Parcel. He'll just chase as far as he can chase and turn around and come back because we have an electric fence. And a prime truck, he spots it like 4 houses away. And he lays in wait for it. So I don't know if he'll ever get over that. So anyway, I got the margarine or butter, whatever you're going to use, down. And then you're going to take little bits of bacon. You don't really need a lot. Bacon is salty, the saltines. I couldn't find the unsalted ones. So I am using them. And I'm also, these saltines are store brand. They're ShopRite. And I wouldn't buy them again. They're very flat. They don't have very much flavor. Would have been better off with, I think it's a Sunshine or Nabisco. There was a difference, though, of almost $3 a box. So I said, well, I've never done this recipe before. I'll get the cheapest one. If I like it, then I'll go back and make it a point to get the unsalted, but to get the premium. So that's it. Besides sprinkling a little bit of cheese, and I say a little bit, it's like maybe a half a dozen or more strings. You know, they're not exactly the same. Everyone's a little bit different. And now, I'm not cooking this in the regular oven. I'm putting it at my toaster oven because it is quicker. And I think I've told you before, in order for me to use my oven, I have to empty it out. It's like a storage bin. All my frying pans and pots and pans are in the oven because of lack of room. So it's so much easier for me to use the toaster oven. I do it at 350. I'm going to try at, well, actually I have some in there now and they're just about done. And these are, the ones I have in there are 350 for 4 minutes. It's mostly just enough to heat up the bacon and to melt everything else. So let's see what happened, and then we'll put this tray in. It did toasted them up pretty well. It gave the cracker more color also. And Kathleen, you're not supposed to touch a hot tray. Worse than the dog, he'd know better. Oh, well, let's try one. I'm glad I put the parchment paper down. It stuck a little bit. You see the cracker didn't hold up. So I don't know if it's the recipe or if it's the cracker. It's probably the cracker because I had trouble just putting the margarine on the cracker. I broke a lot of them. It is very tasty. I think if you use the brand name cracker, I definitely would recommend it. Or if you do it, excuse my eating and talking, the other way, that you cut a slice of bacon and you do it same way with the cheese. If you're using American or Swiss, it doesn't have to be shredded. You just take a slice and probably cut it in 4. I definitely think the American and cheddar would be good, or Swiss. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the crackers, because some of these crackers are breaking also. And I can't remember where I saw the recipe, but the recipe obviously didn't show that anything was breaking. And you know, I can't give you that, but I can give you a cracker. You want a cracker? You're going to be a good boy? Come over here. Come up here. Do you want this cracker? Okay. Come over here. Oh, the one time you sit. All right, let me move the camera so I can see your little face. Look in the camera. Look. Right, look right here, Brady. Aren't you cute? Oh, yes, you are. Here you go. That's a good boy. My mama's gonna wash her hands. There we go. That's good. That's good for you. Yes, it is. You go inside now and be a good boy. No, you're not having any more. So I hope your new year has started off, not necessarily with a bang, but pleasant. I think I told you before, ours was relatively quiet, but everybody stayed healthy, so that's a good sign. I will end this now. Brady's clawing me because he thinks he's going to get a lot more to eat. He would rather eat this, of course, than what is in his food dish. So thank you. Please give me a thumbs up and share. It helps tremendously for my channel, and I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you again soon. Thanks again, and be kind to one another.